ask you guys some questions, and hopefully you guys can answer them because they're easy. Do you guys think honeybees are good or bad?
Good.
For humans.
Good.
Oh, they're good.
They're good? Why are they good?
Well,
They're
they
good
produce
and-
honey, which we use as, well,
Sweetener.
we use
Yeah.
it- yeah.
They
Yeah.
pollinate crops and stuff.
Pollinate crops,
There you
yes.
go.
They help.
What would happen if there were no honeybees on Earth? We die? Why?
Because there would be no more plants.
There would be no more plants to give us oxygen.
I was
That's
gonna
right.
say that.
Okay, that's right. Okay, one more thing. Do you think honeybees are important?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, because they give us honey and they pollinate our flowers so more flowers can grow and give us oxygen to provide us of food. You know, honey's in a lot of food, but also they pollinate all the fruits and vegetables we eat, so without them we wouldn't get as much crops. So those are three basic ideas of why honeybees are important. Do you think honeybees can get sick with diseases like us? Like swine flu for us, do you think they can get sick?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, bees do get sick, and part of my research has been on a parasite that's called, its scientific name is Apophyllus borealis. It's a phorid fly. When the phorid fly or parasite infects a honeybee, the honeybee is then called a zombie. So this is on your worksheet. It's just a cycle of the honeybee after it's infected by a phorid fly. The definition of a parasite is a plant or animal that lives on or in another, usually larger host organism in a way that harms or is of no advantage to the host. So something that lives on something that takes away from it eventually depletes it and eventually makes it die or struggle.
So they basically eat from the inside out?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you
Oh, cool.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you their ways of infecting the honeybee. So first, the female phorid fly gets on the back or on the abdomen of the honeybee. The female phorid fly comes in and finds a space in between the plates of a honeybee, and it injects its little sharp stinger, and it injects its eggs into the abdomen of the honeybee, and so it lays its eggs.
So when it injects it, the eggs inside the bee, will the bee have babies then?
Will the bee have babies?
It would have maggots inside of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
And then it would eat its way out.
After the fly injects its eggs into the abdomen of the bee, it lays its eggs, and the eggs eventually hatch and become maggots, which feed on the insides, like Max said, which feeds on the internal organs of the honeybee. So after the maggots after the larvae hatch, they become maggots and they feed, and the bee picks up certain symptoms. And some symptoms are, it has slow, sluggish behavior, and it wanders away from the hives in a daze, and they form groups. So you can see why they're called zombies, because they're moving really slowly, and they form in groups. So the bee becomes a zombie, and it eventually dies because of this parasite. And one of the reasons why I picked this parasite to study is because it's local. This has been happening within Washington State and stuff. In fact, my grandma had a honeybee, a honeybee colony, somewhere on her porch, and she noticed these honeybees having slow, sluggish behavior. So I looked that up, and I found out that those honeybees were infected by this parasite. Yeah. So eventually the zombies all died, but yeah, the reason behind why I was doing this experiment is because it's a real thing. So that was one specific thing that infects the honeybee, but there's also colony collapse disorder, which is when worker bees from a colony abruptly disappear. So they leave their colony and they never come back. One reason for CCD might be pathogens. Do you guys know what pathogens are? It's kind of a hard word. Nope.
I heard it. Stuff in the air.
stuff in the air. Yeah, kind of. It's just another word for bacteria or viruses.
That's not even
So it's basically like sickness. Also, another possibility for CCD would be harsh weather. So like if a colony was located somewhere where there's a lot of wind or there's a lot of like hail or rain. Another reason could be a lack of food for them. So like pollen and nectar is a source of food for them. So there could be not enough flowers or not enough plants that could be, helping them. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to go over was what you guys can do to help honeybees. So like I know that mostly the people that make a huge difference is the beekeepers, because this is what's been happening to them the most in like Washington State. But also a couple of things that you guys could do would be to plant bee-friendly plants. You know, some people might live in an apartment, so it'd be hard. There's like local gardens that you guys can go to, and you can help plant bee-friendly plants that produce a lot of pollen or a lot of nectar that could possibly help them from starving. One more thing, what's something you guys learned? Can you review the couple ways bees might be dying?
Zombies.
I learned that the zombies, the fly thingies, whatever they're called, they lay their eggs inside the abdomen of the bee, and then the maggots eat their way out.
Yeah, that is true. Good job. What's one thing you learned, Nicole?
That one word.
That one word?
Yeah.
What's that one word?
The one that started with a P.
There's two parasites.
No, the other
Pathogen?
Yeah,
Pathogen. Oh, you learned pathogen, so what is it?
It's a virus or bacteria.
Yeah! What's one thing you learned, Edward?
Everything.
Colony, the collapse disorder. I never knew anything about that.
So this is the filled out worksheet. Here's are some things that he learned.
You got new curtains? I didn't
Why honeybees are involved in colony collapse disorder, and what you can do to help the honeybees thrive. And also this is why honeybees are important. So those are the main points we learned.